Hey everyone, this is Yadi with Life of Yadi, and on this channel I do product reviews, business vlogs, lifestyle videos. If that's something you're into, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop a video. I try to stick to a schedule, but sometimes life can be a little chaotic, so be sure to hit that button and that bell so you can get notified every time a video drops. So today's video is going to be basically a story time. This is September, so I figured why not do Storytime September. This is going to be the business version of it. I want to talk to you guys about basically your losses. This might be an emotional video for me. Completely disclaimer. If you've watched my previous video, you know that I've been back and forth with my eBay and Amazon businesses. I didn't really know if I wanted to keep my eBay business. And at one point, I even had sold all of my inventory from Amazon and eBay just to turn around and restart it back up. That's a whole nother video. So in this video, I want to talk about the lost space, and that will be the title of this video. So back in February, I started looking for a space to house my inventory. If you see behind me, that's my couch, and everything over here wasn't here. This space wasn't open. I had shelves on shelves of products. If you look at another video, I might insert a clip or a picture of what it used to look like, but it was just a lot. I had a space previously. I had rented a space for around, I think it was $695. It was 900 square feet. It had about 3 or 4 separate rooms. And I got that space because I felt like it was important. At the time, my priority was to have enough space. I wanted an office space, an inventory room, and I needed, excuse me, I needed a lounge area for my kids because the income version, how I make my income is I do gig economy, and outside of that, I make income from eBay and Amazon. So with that being said, it was important for me to have a lounge area for the kids, a break room, if you would like to call it that, but an area for my kids. That way, if my husband is at work, they can be with me comfortably at the space. So 2 spaces came in mind. I looked at a warehouse. It had a huge overhead door, which was a big plus. It had all of these perks about it, but we'll get into that in a little bit. And I decided not to go with that, and I went ahead and went to the other space because they offered a month-to-month lease, and I felt like it was very important, especially as a new business. I know someone might say, don't worry about then, don't worry about later, focus on now, but I'm one of those people that likes to think things through. And for me, it was very important to be able, if the business wasn't working the way I wanted it to be, or if I found a better space, I'll be able to, go ahead and put in my notice, which they require 30-day notice, and be able to move. So I went ahead and went with that. Instead, we stayed there for about 7 months. Like I said, I paid $695 in rent plus all utilities except for water. So I paid electricity. No, I think they didn't have gas, so just electricity. I had business internet, and I paid the rent. In total, it brought me about $950 a month, which was excessive in my opinion because I just wasn't prepared. But we did it for about 7 months, 7 or 8 months. After that, we ended up moving the stuff back into the apartment because we couldn't find another place. And the warehouse really didn't come into mind because it was just one big space. And again, I needed somewhere for my kids. But over the 7 months, as I look back on it, the kids really weren't there like that anyway. And when they were there, it was just a hot mess. I had a baby toddler at the time. He was on like 2. And he just couldn't stay out the inventory room. He was just constantly in stuff. And I do sell a variety of things, including toys. So you know how toddlers are with toys. So yeah, fast forward to a year later, year and some change, and I'm ready to find a space. I started looking for a space, and I ran back across an ad for the warehouses. And I thought, the kids weren't there that much anyway. Why not, So I went in February and I started looking at spaces at this warehouse. Initially, I was supposed to get a space that was 600 square feet. It was about 600 square feet. It cost about 500 a month or 600 a month, but it was all utilities included. It was a 12-month lease, which I really didn't want to lease, but I had already did 7 or 8 months of mine anyway, so I felt like I can handle that. Um, so you guys, it was just everything. They had the overhead door. They had I'm not going to say the name of the company, but they had an overhead door. They had forklifts that you could use. They had like trash removal. Everything is built in. They had Wi-Fi. Everything is built into one price, and it was just amazing. Now, I wasn't ready in February, so we scheduled the time for me to move in April, but they had a new addition to a building. They were adding on a new building. This building had 12-foot ceilings and a huge overhead door, and they also have a personal door that you can walk through. And it just wasn't going to be ready yet. It'll be ready in April, which is perfect because they gave me a couple more months. This is where the story kind of gets different. The closer the time became, I don't know if I really can't explain to you my mindset and what I was going through. But in that moment, I just wasn't feeling well. I couldn't focus. I was sick and my son was sick, and it was just a lot going on. So I reached out to the guy. And I'm like, hey, I don't think April is going to work for me. You know, what do you think about June? And he says, June is perfect. Matter of fact, if you need like till July or August, that would be even better because uh, something was wrong with the building. Code wouldn't pass it. And I'm like, okay, no problem. That's perfect. So we move it to uh, July. We move it to July. You guys, I am ecstatic. My heart is feeling healthy now. I'll input a clip. In July, I end up going up there to see what the problem was because I'm like, what is the problem with the building? And it ended up being nothing real serious, just, a little gravel that needed to be covered with cement, with concrete. Um, so I input that clip somewhere over here, but my heart just felt so good about it. I felt so good about the decision. The guy was really understanding. He, I don't know. He was just there. The biggest disappointment happened. So July comes around, and I don't have all the money. And not only do I not have all the money, but I really haven't been working like I normally would work. My car, I swear to God, every other week my car was just going down. And my car is just like my belt snapped on my car, and my car has two belts, and then the next day the other belt snaps, right? So we get the belt fixed, and then the following day, so we're 3 days in, I'm not able to work, it snaps again. And then the car is back running, but now again I don't feel good, and I've been in and out the doctor over the past few months trying to figure out what's going on. But so it's just, you guys, the amount of anxiety I felt was just outrageous. I had called this guy once before and I told him I really didn't feel like I could get the space. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And that's when he offered me more time, to get the space. Like, what, if you need more time, that's fine. So I emailed him and I told him, on top of everything else, I couldn't find insurance for the space. And he's like, if you're having a problem, I'll send you over a list. And he does, and I'm able to get insurance for the building. And I'm like, hey, do you think we can set the move-in date for August? So August 16th was my move-in date. It is August 31st. I say all this to say that sometimes, you guys, you just gotta swallow your pride. I had to send that man an email and let him know that I couldn't see myself being there for 12 months. I couldn't see myself financially where I am and with the car on and off, and I can barely even stay out the doctor's office right now. Financially speaking, I didn't feel secure enough to do that. And I don't know if it was like my pride or what, but I just felt sick to my stomach. Like my everything just fucking hurted. But I went ahead and I made the email. I sent it to him, and I was just like, I'm so sorry. I'm not able, to afford this right now. I was like, hopefully this doesn't hurt our business relationship. And usually this guy responds back like either that day or shit, sorry, either that day or the next day, but he didn't respond. And I felt like it was just a constant blow, like a blow after blow, from the car to, me being sick, to the storage unit, to even my son's daycare being closed twice, in the last 30 days. It was a lot. And I guess this, me losing my space, me losing that space, and how long it took, the longevity of it, I would just say this. I feel like sometimes things happen for a reason, and sometimes we lose our spaces, or our the job doesn't come through how we want it, or the car we wanted, or the car stops, and things just happen, and it just breaks your soul in a different way. You know, it is the 31st of August, and I'm still super hurt about the whole ordeal. And I know you may feel like this isn't something to be sad about. Just go get another one. But this has been a long process for me, and I've spent money. I put a deposit down on that. That's not refundable. You know, I've spent money on it. I've spent time on it. Anything you spend time on, you're invested in anyway. So at any rate, I say all that to say, don't give up on your business. Don't give up on yourself. So I wasn't able to get the space. After I had a mental breakdown, I started looking for other locations. Now, I've seen the videos, just like I'm sure you've seen the video of people getting storage units, getting regular storage units to run their business out of. And I needed a storage unit that was going to be 24/7. That's one thing. I don't live in a very big city. We do have a lot of storage units for some reason, but the storage units close at like 10 o'clock. And again, I try to do things where I don't have to bring my kids with me. So I found two storage units. One that was way on the other side of town, not too far from where the warehouse would have been if I would have got it. So, excuse me. So that was on that side of town. And then one that was around the corner. But if I got the one around the corner, it was going to be way smaller. So I said, why not just baby step it? And I've been baby stepping this whole ordeal since, since it began, since I lost the storage unit on the, I think I let him know on like the 9th or the 10th I wasn't going to go ahead and get it. So ever since then, I've just gone ahead and I'm trying to go with the flow. Trust your instincts. I stopped really talking business with a lot of people because everyone else's input at the end of the day, it isn't going to help you. And it definitely doesn't, it doesn't hold much weight. Yours does. So I went ahead and got a storage unit around the corner from where I stay. It's literally like 5 minutes away. It's 24/7. And I got a 10 by 10. Now, as you know, that's not big, but it did fit all of my shelving. I couldn't bring my computers and my tables over, so I wanted a table, just a packing table. I've worked around that as well, though. So what I do with my orders is I'll get a shipping label. So I'll get a shipping bag, and then I'll put the label on the shipping bag. I'll print out a packing slip. If I have multiple orders that day, I print out a packing slip, or a picking slip, they call it, and I'll just write on the back of each one where the location of the boxes are, and that'll be a different video how I do my inventory and how I do it, and how I separate the inventory. But and then I just go over to the warehouse. The shipping's already printed off. I weigh my items when I'm putting them in the system, so I don't need to reweigh them. So I just go ahead, pick them, and then from the from the storage unit, I take it directly to the post office, so that it's just a smooth transaction. It's just smooth. I know this video may have been all over the place. That's my story time. That's how I lost my space. I have went from 2 locations in the last 3 years, and now I am, well, technically I wasn't in the unit, but I did put a deposit down on it, so I'm gonna count it. I had my hands on 3 locations in the past 3 years, and I never ever wanted that many different locations. I've always just been looking for the right one. I will say that your money, you have to be financially ready to take on something. And if you feel like you're not, don't let someone pressure you in to signing a document or putting a deposit on something that you feel like you may not be ready for. And in the end, that's what happened. I should have just went ahead and said, no, I don't think I can do this. Or, even the possibility of me not being able to do it is too much. So I hope you like this video. The next video will be posted probably next week, the story time. This is a business series, and this is just the realities that some people don't show you. There are struggles, that come along with owning your own business, and this was one of my struggles. So thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, be sure to leave a thumbs up and hit that notification bell if you are new to this channel. Subscribe, and if you're viewing this on Facebook, give this video a like and share with other people. As always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.